Yo, what's up, sports bettors? So in this video, we are going to place some sharp NFL bets. Lines are on the move. We're getting closer to Saturday, and we can see lines are ripping towards the Vikings. So there have been some good opportunities to bet on the Vikings, and we can see there still is on DraftKings. So let's go to DraftKings. I don't want to miss out on this bet. So if we go to NFL, Rams are destroying the Seahawks right now. And we go to halves, we go to first half point spread, alternate spread. What we can see is first half point spread, Vikings minus 2.5 is minus 165 on DraftKings. It's minus 222 on Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. So we can refresh this, make sure the opportunity is still live. And you can see that's a pretty big line discrepancy, right? Pinnacle has it all the way at minus 122. And Pinnacle is really known as the source of truth in sports betting. So what we can do is we can go to the Vikings game. We're looking at Vikings minus 2.5. We can see it is minus 165 odds. Pinnacle has it all the way at minus 222. So this bet has 6.44% mathematical edge to Pinnacle's market, right? So that definitely feels pretty good. So we'll try to place this bet, and they take it. Boom. Didn't even have to get reviewed, so that feels pretty good. So we're now on the Vikings. So what we can do is kind of go through the math. Why do we like this bet? Why is it a profitable bet? Everything like that. So we bet Vikings first half point spread minus 2.5, minus 165 odds. So the Vikings basically have to be up by a field goal. And we put $17.50 on it. So why do we like this specific bet? Why do we like this wager? On the sharp offshore books, lines are ripping towards the Vikings. So if we click on this specific matchup, what we can do is we can look at the first half point spread. Is the line on DraftKings is set at plus 4.5, minus 4.5, minus 110, minus 110. Most sportsbooks are set at plus 5.5, minus 5.5. So you're getting an additional point for the same juice on DraftKings. For minus 110 odds, you can get Vikings minus 4.5, whereas most sportsbooks, Elite Sportsbook, The Score, BetMGM even has Vikings minus 5.5 favored, minus 115, Ballybet minus 110. And a lot of sportsbooks also have the spread at 6, like Caesar Sportsbook, Betfred Sportsbook. So long story short, there's a lot of value on the Vikings on DraftKings. As you can kind of see, like they're giving you minus 4.5, minus 110, when most sportsbooks are minus 5.5 or minus 6, which is an additional point or point and a half in the spread for the same price. So we can see Pinnacle, has this bet for minus 165 all the way at minus 122. So the sharpest sportsbook in the world is giving you minus 122, and we're able to get minus 165, which is a direct ARB to Pinnacle. Like that feels pretty good. So if we go to the ARB page, you could literally place this bet. You could ARB it and make a risk-free return of 2.65% by Sunday. And, I don't have a Pinnacle account. I'm not in a country right now. I'm in Pennsylvania, so there is no Pinnacle. And as lines are moving towards the Vikings, DraftKings is a bit stale, and we can still snag minus 165 on Vikings first half point spread, minus 2.5, minus 165 odds. So that's a pretty incredible betting opportunity. 6.44% mathematical edge. And what we can do is use a no vig odds calculator, put in Pinnacle's market, remove the juice, and get an indication of the fair odds for this wager. So Pinnacle's market was Vikings minus 2.5, minus 222, and then plus 185 for Lions plus 2.5. So the fair price, according to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, is minus 196.49. So we got this bet at minus 165. When the sharpest sportsbook in the world is telling us what is fair, the fair price for this bet, the point of indifference of Pinnacle, is minus 196.49. So what we can do, so we place this bet, we have our win percentage. So our win percentage should be 66.27%. So according to Pinnacle, we should be winning this bet 66.27% of the time. Of course, sports has variance. You never know who's going to win. You never know who's going to lose. But it's all about getting odds in your favor so that you win in the long run. So what we can actually do is we'll add this bet to our bet tracker first. So we put $17.50 on it. We'll save that bet. And you can see it's also the +3, -3 point spread. Even if we click on this, like even on DraftKings, you can get Vikings -6, +100. And every sportsbook has this a flip, -110, -110. Pinnacle has it, -116. So lines are moving towards the Vikings, and we were able to get in at a pretty good price. So we're winning this bet 66.27% of the time. So the Vikings will be up by more than 2.5 points or a field goal or more. The rest of the time we're losing this bet. So the bet was placed at -165 odds, which means that our profit if we win is this. So our profit if we win this bet, we're staking $17.50 at -165 odds. So our profit if we win is $17.50 times 100 over 165, which is 1,060. So if we go to my bets, right, it's just this. So 1,060, 1750 is our stake. So this to pay includes our stake. So our stake plus our profit of $1,060.60 is $28.10. So what we can do is continue going through the math and kind of figuring out our mathematical edge. So we're staking $17.50 to win 1,060. We should be winning this bet according to Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there, 66.27% of the time. So 66.27% of the time, we're going to be winning $1,000.60 or $1,060.60. The rest of the time, 33.73% of the time, we're going to be losing our stake. So the EV of this bet, the mathematical profit margin of this bet is 112.58, right? So we made a mathematical profit margin of this. Or no, that's divided by the wrong number. This should be by our stake, right? So we are earning $112.58 in expected profit with this specific bet. We're getting Vikings at a steal price. All of the Viking spreads on DraftKings are really at a steal price. They're ARBs to Pinnacle, which feels very good. So Vikings -2.5, -165. Pinnacle is all the way at -122. So you get a profit margin of 6.44%, which is what we see here, right? Our edge on this bet is a 6.4% expected return to the market of the sharpest sportsbook in the world, based on the fair win and loss probabilities. So that feels pretty good. That's all the positive EV page does on OddsJam. Is it takes the market from Pinnacle, right? It backs out the fair price, the fair implied probabilities of Vikings -2.5 winning and Lions +2.5 winning. And then it calculates your expected profit based on the odds you're getting, right? So we know that one of these sportsbooks has to be wrong, Pinnacle or DraftKings, right? And we know that because it's an arbitrage opportunity. You could make a risk-free 2.65% by betting on Lions, +2.5 on Pinnacle at +185 odds, and Vikings -2.5 at -165 odds. We could make a risk-free profit if we had both sportsbooks. So we know one bookmaker has to be wrong. There has to be a good side to this bet. And again, because Pinnacle is the sharpest bookmaker out there, we know that this -165 is an attractive price. It's a mathematically profitable NFL bet. So this is something we want to be on and we want some exposure to. So we added it to our bet tracker. And what's really cool about the OddsJam bet tracker is it will show you your Pinnacle CLV, which is what we saw earlier, is it will show you, okay, like based on the bet that you placed, here is the current zero vig line from Pinnacle. So here's the current zero vig, zero juice line from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, which we saw earlier was -196. So the bet tracker is 100% free. You can sign up on OddsJam. It's completely free, so you can track your bets, you can track your CLV, you can track your profit and loss, everything like that. So this is clearly a profitable bet, right? And you want to go through your bets and make sure, ideally as many of your bets as possible are profitable. You always want the odds that you got to be better than the current 0 vig line from Pinnacle. If you're doing that, you're generating positive closing line value and you're beating the sports betting market. Like we bet Akron plus 14 at minus 103 odds. The current no vig odds are minus 113. So we got better odds than the current 0 vig line from Pinnacle. So this is a bet we feel very good about. Same with this, right? We bet in Ohio versus Central Michigan. We got over 57.5 points plus 108 odds on TwinSpire Sportsbook. The current 0 vig line is minus 102, right? So that's a positive expected value bet. We got plus 108. The current fair price is minus 102. So that's a profitable bet. So you can see if there's any other opportunities. You can see there's a lot of opportunity in the Vikings spreads. It looks like DraftKings is off by like 1.5. Most sportsbooks have the spread, the first half point spread set at 5.5 or 6, and we're able to snag, we're able to snag minus 4.5 for minus 110. That feels pretty good. That's a bet you want to be on. So you can scroll through, but that's really the best betting opportunity out there right now. And a lot of Vikings bets. You can see it's a lot of the first half point spreads are attractive wagers in the specific game. So we placed that bet. We feel pretty good about this. And our edge on this bet is 6.4%, which we can also just see from the positive expected value screen. And, if you wanted to, you could just arb it. Like if you have a Pinnacle account and you have a DraftKings account, you can just go here, you can put in the odds, and you could literally, place a bet on both sportsbooks and guarantee yourself a risk-free return of 2.65%. Again, we don't have a Pinnacle account, and you don't want to bet against Pinnacle. You use Pinnacle largely as a source of information because Pinnacle is known to be the most efficient betting market in the world. You look at it as a source of information of truth in sports betting and what the odds, should be. So, which is all the positive EV page does, right? It tells you, hey, Pinnacle has this minus 122. You're getting minus 165. So that means your bet is profitable by 6.44%. Right? So this specific bet, it may win, it may not win, but that's not really the point. The point is Pinnacle, because it's an efficient betting market, it's arguably the sharpest sportsbook in the world, it's arbitrage friendly, it's open to sharp action, it allows very high betting limits. If you're betting arbs to Pinnacle, you are going to be profitable in the long run. So that's why we like this specific bet. So I hope you found this video useful, insightful. There's also an opportunity in the Virginia Tech college football point spread. If you like college football betting, there's a lot of good things out there right now as lines are really starting to move. So Western Kentucky -2, that's another bet you could, get on. That maybe actually we want to get on after this video. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have questions about, sports betting, what sports books you should get, you can reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer your questions. And thank you so much for your time. Good luck this Sunday.